Because from day one, I saw past you. I warned my cousin about you. I warned CM Punk about you too.
This episode of Raw opened up with a promo segment between Jey Uso and Paul Heyman. Paul says that CM Punk put him in a position that he knew would sabotage his relationship with Roman Reigns.
After I built the bloodline for 5 freaking years, tell me why I would do that. Tell me!
Then Paul says he took a stray big dog and turned him into the Tribal Chief, where they both were champion for 1,316 days.
And I turned him into the Tribal Chief and the ruler of the WWE Universe.
He says Reigns betrayed him first because he didn't come back to help him against Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and the Tongans. He just came back for the Ula Fala. Then we see a very, very passionate moment from Paul Heyman that I can't quite begin to describe.
No, it's always Paul Heyman. I'm always the liar. I'm always at fault. I'm the betrayer. I'm the double crosser. I'm always the freaking scumbag in the situation. Not this time.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really escalated fast. Then Jey rightfully says, what the hell does this have to do with me?
Are you okay? As a matter of fact, are you done? As a matter of fact, what does this have to do with me?
Heyman says you don't know how to yield the control you have.
And while you want to be champion, Seth Rollins has to be champion.
He also says Braun Breaker was just stage 1 of the plan, and the next part is the World Championship. He says Jey has the opportunity to pick the time when it happens, but Rollins will fight you anytime, any place. So Jey goes ahead and says, yeet, let's do it tonight. Then as we get set for JD McDonough against Penta, we see Breaker, Heyman, and Rollins backstage. Rollins finds out about his world title match and responds by saying,
I love to say, I told you so. So if you will indulge me,
Always.
I told you so.
Then Breaker and Heyman continue to speak after Rollins goes to prepare.
Seth Rollins is a sniper, and he has Jey Uso in his sights. We get handed the keys to the kingdom.
I'm really enjoying this faction so far, although I am curious to see who they're gonna add next, because I think it's fairly obvious that they're going to add more members. It's just a question of when and who. But JD versus Penta is a really fun match, which ends as high octane as you'd expect. That boy JD is so incredibly underrated, man, I'm telling you.
And Penta now takes out Gable. Maybe Gable should have come out here as a Grande Americano. He might have had more success.
There's a great spot in this match where Penta does his handstand on the top rope into a kick.
Oh, JD better get out of there. Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
But ultimately, after some interference and shenanigans from Carlito, Balor, and Gable, Penta picks up the win.
And if Penta goes up top, now wait a minute. Gable is Penta. Mexican Destroyer. Penta wins.
I will never get tired of seeing Penta or Phoenix in a WWE ring. It is so much fun. Next, there's a backstage segment with A-Town Down Under where Grayson Waller gets Theory a match from Adam Pearce, but he doesn't know who his opponent is going to be.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna kill it. I'm excited, but who's it against? Look, I think it's better as a surprise, but trust me, you're gonna love it.
I spoke last week about my desire and hope to see a babyface Austin Theory, and seemingly that is where we're going. Regardless of what happens, I just want to rebuild Austin Theory to what he once was and what he once could have been, while also elevating Grayson Waller, because they're both fantastic at what they do. But then during the commercial break, there's a segment where Kathy Kelly is interviewing the one and only.
I'm no saint. As a matter of fact, some people have even referred to me as a killer.
I love how in this interview he refers to himself as a killer again, and I more importantly love that the crowd actually responds to it. That's fantastic. I love it.
I'm nobody special. I'm just the devil you know versus the devils you don't.
And then he also tries to ask Kathy Kelly what she would do if offered a spot in the group by Seth Rollins.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you think Kathy would have joined Seth Rollins had he asked her?
Well, on that note, I think we should get back to the action. Thank you so much.
Kathy Kelly confirmed to be the next member of the Dangerous Alliance 2. But next we find out the surprise opponent for Austin Theory.
It's Fight Night, baby!
It's Fight Night, baby! It is so fantastic to see Sheamus again. I still so badly want him to get that IC title, and I think we will see it eventually. Surely we can't go his whole career teasing it just to never do it. And it doesn't need to be an entire feud, but I would really like to see him and Cena go at it just one more time. I'd be seated for that. But Theory versus Sheamus, for as much as I love them both, I felt like the chemistry was a little awkward between them. I guess it happens sometimes, especially when you haven't worked together in years, but it was definitely a little sloppy in parts. It ends with Sheamus hitting the 10 beat to the Bowron and then hitting a bro kick for the win.
Brogue! Grayson Waller. This might have been the smartest thing he ever did.
As the tension between Theory and Waller continues, I'm sure it's only a matter of time before they split.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Prince, what's up, man?
Hey, how'd you get in here?
Then there's a segment in the Judgment Day Clubhouse where Styles comes in and says he's coming for the winner of the IC title match at Backlash.
You know what? It doesn't matter who wins at Backlash. I'm coming after that Intercontinental Championship, and then I'm gonna beat you up regardless.
Then Dom says, hey, didn't you two used to be close? Why don't you take care of him for me, Finn?
Don't you have a history with AJ? Why don't you take care of him for him?
What, so now my job's to clean up your mess? Only messing with you, kid. Of course I'll take care of AJ for you. I got you, mate.
Thanks.
No worries, dude.
So real of you, Finn. We've all been there. But when you go ahead and fully crash out on the Judgment Day, just make sure you're wearing the demon paint, yeah? Becky Lynch then cuts a promo saying she took out the garbage Bailey and the recycling that is Lyra too.
That's not what you say. When somebody takes out the garbage, you say thank you for taking out the garbage. And then what's more than that, I also took out the recycling.
It's giving the new Daniel Bryan and his vegan belt promo.
Because that's what Lyra is. She's less offensive than regular garbage, but she's still garbage.
Lyra comes down and says Becky has been recycling the same shtick for years, and the only thing that Lyra wants to drive into Becky's skull is that she didn't make Lyra.
Sure what this championship needs, right? That's what you said. That's rich, considering I've defended it more days than you've shown up to work this year.
Then Becky responds by saying she is the GOAT because Sports Illustrated said so.
I am the greatest to ever do it, and it's not just me saying I'm the greatest to ever do it. Sports Illustrated says I'm the greatest to ever do it.
And Lyra says, Becky, you've done all these things, but you weren't the first women's IC champion. And that gets to you a little bit, doesn't it?
First woman to main event WrestleMania and win. You were the first women's Intercontinental Oh wait, that one was me.
Overall, I thought this was a really strong promo segment, and it was really fascinating to see Lyra cooking Becky on the mic. I mean, Becky's known for her mic skills, but Lyra absolutely killed it last night.
Well, get used to it, Becky. Because as long as I'm here, I hope you like second place.
Oh, Becky went for a cheap shot and Lyra made her pay.
A cheap shot from Becky Lynch leads to a brawl between these two, with Lyra Valkyria hitting a Nightwing and standing tall before the pay-per-view. And what I'm about to say is going to shock you because Becky is my favorite women's wrestler of all time, but I really hope the go-home math doesn't mean that Becky is going to win the title this Saturday. I know it's shocking to hear me say that, but I mean it. I really like Lyra as a champion, and I don't want it to end yet.
Lyra looking for Nightwing, and if she hits that Saturday, Becky Lynch's chances at the title are over.
Next, during the commercial, Roxanne cuts a great promo before an even greater match against Io Sky.
But your time at the top is going to be very, very short. All thanks to the prodigy, Roxanne Perez.
This match is terrific, with it ending after a run of countering pinfalls, seeing Io Sky pick up the win.
Near fall after near fall, stacking up Io Sky. Rolls through now, shoulders down, Io got her! Wow!
And after the match, Roxanne shakes Io's hand, which is a big ruse, as Julia comes in again and takes out Io.
Once again. Oh! Julia from behind with a sneak attack. Roxanne's laughing about it.
No Rhea Ripley this week because she's over in Australia right now promoting Crown Jewel, which will be in Perth later this year.
Assault! Here at the hands of Julia and Perez.
But wow, the Raw Women's division right now to me is a lot of fun. And I know people will say, but Roxanne Perez lost again, to which I will say, who cares? It's not even like this loss made her look bad. She just looks like she's new and still maturing as a wrestler, but everyone knows she's really good. Roxanne will be fine. She's practically a golden goose to them. There's a backstage segment here where the New Day and Gable interrupt the War Raiders talking to Adam Pearce, and he makes it official. The War Raiders against the Creeds, and the winner will face the New Day for the title. There's also this moment.
War Raiders versus the Creeds. It's official. Gentlemen, if you please. Hey, Americano. Good one, Pierce. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
I don't know, man. I feel like Gable and Americano, they both kind of sound the exact same. It's like one of those, like, you know, you kind of hear it the same. Next, we see Rusev in his first WWE match in 5 years against Otis. It's pretty elementary seeing Rusev tap him out with the accolade.
Trying to destroy Otis, who's trying to hang on. And he's got to tap out. Otis has to tap out.
But after the match, he seemingly backs off against Tozawa, and then when his back is turned, beats the hell out of him and Otis.
Dropping him on top of Otis. And down to the post on the other side, and Otis collapses. Oh, that kick may have broken Otis. The accolade by Rusev.
But that's not what I want to talk about now.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Callie out here to console her friend Maxine.
We got a little cameo from my boat during this segment. I love to see it. There's then a segment where McAfee and Gunther go face to face ahead of their match at Backlash.
When I come to Omaha, I think of their steaks. Nobody beats this town's meat, okay, Gunther?
McAfee says Gunther has become jaded and complacent, whereas for him, this is still the dream. He says Gunther no longer waters around, which I thought was a nice little nod. He's become soft, just like he did against Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, and Pat says it's gonna happen again at Backlash. But then Gunther responds by saying,
I'm going to choke you out until you drop like a wet towel.
And Gunther continues by saying this.
Trust me when I say this. On Saturday, only the grace of God can lift my arms off your throat.
It's tough for me when it comes to this match because on one hand, I really want to see them have an actual banger, and I think they can. But on the other hand, is it the better choice to just have Gunther destroy him in like a minute? I don't know. What's the long-term plan here with Gunther? Are we rebuilding him or making him spiral even further heading into Money in the Bank? The main event for the world title was also a ton of fun, much like Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. It eventually sees Rollins hit the Falcon Arrow into a curb stomp for a near fall.
Look at the Falcon Arrow. Out of the wise man's playbook. Oh, stop, didn't get all of it now. Hook of the leg, and a kick out by Jey.
He doesn't quite get all of it, and then Sami Zayn comes running down to take out Braun Breaker.
Oh, and Sami Zayn, and a spear. Jey, top rope, frog splash. And Rollins somehow kicked out.
Zayn gets speared by Breaker, and then so does Jey Uso while the ref is distracted, seemingly setting up for one more curb stomp and a big title win until
World Heavyweight title.
CM Punk causing the disqualification to get revenge on the New Dangerous Alliance and standing tall alongside Jey Uso. Overall, a very fun episode of Raw for me amidst all this drama of the last few days. I see a lot of people saying WWE is falling off, but personally, while everything may not be perfect, I'm still enjoying things and I will be seeing it for Backlash this Sunday.